What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Rich. Real Talk with Rich is back. One more again. Hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. Hope everything is well on your side of the world. That's for yours truly. Good to be here. Hope everybody, again, like I said, had a great holiday. It was a crazy, crazy week for your boy. I had family that came from out of town. And so that was a lot of fun. But of course, when you have family, you have issues. You know, you gotta share all your food. You gotta share your bathroom. You gotta share your toilet paper. You gotta share everything. But it was cool though. I had fun. A few of my nephews came to town, and I parted with some books. I must have been tripping. I gave one of my nephews my Black Panther graphic or trade, I should say, my Reginald Hudlin edition or Reginald Hudlin collection. I gave him the trade that I had. Now I'm just grabbing books. I'm like, you can take that with you, that kind of thing. And when I handed it to him, I kind of like thought about it. I was like, okay, did I let that go? But I try to live by a biblical principle to not don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. And that just means, hey, your stuff doesn't really have value until you are able to give it away, in my opinion. But so I hung out with my nephews, got a chance to, have, entertain family, whatever. And it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big 4th of July guy at all. But you know what I'm saying? It's a time where people can get together, barbecue, and enjoy and play games and that kind of thing. So, shout out to my people for hanging out with your boy. So anyway, we got a dope show. I want to say what up to everybody that's here. 1 in 100 podcast. I see you. What's going on? Robert Moreau Jr. What up? What up? Pericles. What's good? Style so serious. Already, my brother. Smooth approach. Appreciate you. So everybody else, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell everybody we live, whether we on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever. I'm not sure. I think we might be doing through Twitter or whatever. But either way, let somebody know that we're live, and we're going to get into some shenanigans tonight. We're going to get out the way. So I hope all all my peoples had a good time, like I said, man. And now it's back to business as usual until, I guess, Memorial Day or Labor Day. Yeah, but Labor Day. Labor Day's the next holiday we'll have off. So, can't come too soon. So what up? Anyway, with that said, guys, like I said, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to ask you guys to give super chats tonight, particularly, and I'm going to tell you why. But before we get into that per se, I want to talk about Epiphany Engine. If you have not supported this Kickstarter, I want to challenge you to do so. Epiphany Engine is a Kickstarter project that is being headed up by Joe Illich, the Godfather, and written by Brandon Thomas. He's the chief writer on it. And there are 60 to 70 different artists, writers, creators that are on this. The best of the best in our community. And we want you guys to make sure that you support this Kickstarter. I think we're like at 60%. We have about 10 days left. And I want you guys to support, get the book if possible. You can get the digital, I think, for like $25. And I think that the printed edition is like $40 or something. But you can give as less than $1. Okay? We really want you guys to be invested in this. The reason why I brought up and asking for super chats tonight is because Black Comic Lords believes in this project. That is why we are going to kind of keep going, kind of keep pushing, kind of keep insisting, kind of keep nudging everybody to continue to do and support. You may have already given to the project, and I'm glad you did. Thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of these guys. But Black Comic Lords feels like we have to go above and beyond in a way. And so what we're doing for the rest of our shows, for the rest of this Kickstarter, any super chat that we get, we're going to donate to the Kickstarter project. So if you give a donation tonight on our super chat, 100% of that super chat, we're going to donate to the project because we believe in it that much. We want people to invest in things we believe in, but unless we're willing to do that ourselves, we're talking loud and saying nothing. So that's what Black Comic Lords is going to do for the entirety of this project. So whether you give in a live or give a super chat when you watch the replay, every dollar that you give us from tonight up until the time that the Kickstarter is over, 100% of that money is going to go not to our expenses, because Lord knows we have them, but because we believe in this so much, because we want people to really be invested, we want people to take us that serious, we're donating every dollar that we get to the Kickstarter. Now, we may not raise $100, we may not raise $1,000, we may not raise but $10. That's $10 we're going to give to the Kickstarter. You can give as much as $1 to the Kickstarter. I'm asking you guys to, show a little love tonight. $5, $10, $20, $100, whatever you feel like you want to give to this project. You probably have already supported the project, but if you give us a super chat, 100% of that super chat is going to go to the is going to go to the Epiphany Engine project. So that's what we want to do. I'm not going to preach, you know what I'm saying? Like my man Demetrius said, we all we got. That's enough. That preaches all by itself. So please, please, please support the Epiphany Engine. There are a lot of dope tiers. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different things, but you may have already, like I say, supported the project or whatever. Give us a super chat so we can push that little bit. Every dollar helps. Every dollar helps. We got to get this funded. We got to get this funded. There are people who have done projects that have funded their projects in minutes, let alone hours. I feel like this should have been already done. It has not been. It is what it is. But we got a little ways to go. Like, shout out to my man Derek. He says we got 17,000 to go. We got to make it happen. We got to help make it happen. So please, please, please support Epiphany Engine. We believe in this project. We believe in the people that's heading it up. We believe in all the brands that are supporting it, that are being a part of it, all the characters or whatever. We can't talk that stuff about we want our own characters. We want our own representation. We want our own things that we're not willing to put our dollars where our mouth is. So, please do that. So anyway, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and transition to our first segment, which is low-hanging fruit. That is a segment of our show where we get into the news. And first up in our news tonight, Marvel execs teases how Eyes of Wakanda ties directly into the MCU. Marvel Studios executive Brand Winderbaum has shared many details about its forthcoming Black Panther animated spinoff, Eyes of Wakanda. The Disney Plus series will be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's ongoing Phase 5. Per Games Radar Plus, on the latest episode of the official Marvel podcast, Winderbaum teased Eyes of Wakanda's connection to the greater MCU, confirming that the series will take fans through different time periods of Wakanda's history. Eyes of Wakanda is more than any other show we're doing in animation, ties directly into the MCU. This is a story about Wakandan history. This is being produced by Ryan Coogler. It's directed by Todd Harris. And he continues and says that this is going to be an awesome show. The action's insane. The storytelling is fantastic. It's about the history of Wakanda. It also spans into the greater MCU at different time periods. So if you're a fan of the movies, this is going to be a real treat. Y'all do with that what you will. He put a period on that, or a comma on that. If you like the movies, this is going to be a treat. Now I know some of y'all did not like the last one, so do with that what you will. Eyes of Wakanda was first announced in December 2023 after Harris pitched the show to Coogler and Feige. At the moment, it remains unclear if Black Panther cast will be returning to voice their characters in the spinoff. The official logline for Eyes of Wakanda reads, throughout Wakandan history, brave warriors have been tasked to travel the world retrieving dangerous vibranium artifacts. This is their story. Okay, so that's basically translation. You're probably not going to see no voiceovers from some of the actors from the movies. Besides Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Studios hasn't made any announcements regarding the future of its Black Panther film franchise following Black Panther Wakanda Forever's theatrical run in 2022. However, in a recent interview, Shuri actor Letitia Wright seemingly confirmed that our character is still slated to return in future MCU projects. There are a lot of things coming up, she teased. Wright Shuri was last seen by fans in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which became the newest Black Panther following the death of her mother, Queen Ramonda. After defeating Namor, she visits Nakia in Haiti. Y'all remember that post-credit scene where she learns about the existence of her nephew. So, in addition to Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Studios is currently developing 2 more Disney shows, including Marvel Zombies and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Eyes of Wakanda is expected to debut sometime in 2024. So yeah, shout out to all of y'all Black Panther fans. He says, yet about Greek gods. Don't really understand. Paul says, this is Wakanda show. It's really just about pushing the narrative of the mentalization of the Black character. Okay, Paul. I'm just reporting the news. Y'all do with this what you will. I'm just a pseudo news reporter. Y'all do what it will. I know Marvel has an agenda. That's no secret. I hope that this show is good and entertaining. But shout out to the Black Panther fans, man. You guys are eating. You guys have the Blood Hunt book just finished. We'll talk about that a little bit later. The Black Panther, his presence in comics is going to be around a while. He's going to be fighting the Predator. He's going to be fighting the aliens in the Avengers book. His boot thing is going to be hanging out with him, I guess, in Avengers. We'll see how that goes. So Paul says the more they push the narrative that Black Panther is simply just a mantle, the less they have to deal with questions regarding the recasting of the character. And that's clear. But we knew that though when they make the announcement, Paul. All of us knew. You knew. You said it. You called it years ago. I'm going to give my man his props. He called it years ago. They're trying to take the focus off with Black Panther, the king, the T'Challa. But what they've done is it's like they're giving us Wakanda stuff, which is cool. I think the knowing the history of Wakanda is great. But no, it does not. None of it should distract us from the fact that they have not recasted the character, and T'Challa is not the king of Wakanda currently in the comics. We're not going to let that go. We're not going to ignore that obvious thing. I just think that when it comes to this character, the sky's the limit, man. Sky's the limit. Why they keep playing with y'all? Why they keep doing the things that they're doing? I have no idea. But the sky's the limit when it comes to this character. And maybe that's what's writing about it. But it is what it is. Our next article is First Comic News. Speaking of Black Panther's Boothang, Storm versus Hyperion for the fate of the planet in Avengers 18. So we know that Storm is getting a new book in October. But before that, Storm is going to have to lock arms, or should I say, scrap with Hyperion, who is really, other than Sentry, Marvel's Superman or a Superman archetype. Hyperion, who is part of the Squadron Supreme, and Avengers, and Storm, of course, we know is an Omega level mutant. This should be interesting. This should be interesting. So it says here that after joining the team in next month's Avengers 17, y'all picked that up as well, Storm must prove herself to Earth's mightiest mutant by defending the planet from the all-powerful Hyperion in Avengers 18. This will be written by Jed McKay, and the art will be by Valero Shiti. And the cover will be by Joshua Cassara. So yeah, so all of y'all Storm fans out there, stay tuned. There is a Storm title coming in October. But before we get to that, we got this Avengers 18 to look forward to. 17, she joins the Avengers. 18, she will scrap it out with Hyperion. And that will be in stores September the 18th. So y'all stay tuned for that. What's going on, Amani? What up, what up? Last article is the Screen Rant article. Man, you know, sometimes being a comic book fan, we do these things where, man, what if this guy had a chance to write this book or do this thing? We have such a moment. The question from Screen Rant says, can Batman take down a werewolf? Find out in the new R-rated series Batman Full Moon. Enter the horrors of Gotham City this October as Batman battles a literal werewolf in DC's new Black Label miniseries Batman Full Moon. DC goes all in on Halloween with the new Batman vs. Supernatural threat horror series for the season, a promising thrills and chills from top-tier talent. Who is the top-tier talent? I'm so glad you asked. Launching October the 9th and available for pre-order in July, DC has announced Batman Full Moon 4-issue miniseries by Eisner-nominated writer Rodney Barnes. Known for his creator-owned Philadelphia series, his work on Marvel Star Wars titles, and the Riddler Year One artist Devon Subic. Full Moon embraces a classic monster horror as Batman faces a threat so dangerous he can't rely on his brilliant mind and his extensive gadgetry against a werewolf. So, William Mullock says, is this DC's response to Blood Hunt? I wouldn't say that, but what I will say is it gets no better than Rodney Barnes in terms of horror titles. And like I said, this is one of those cool things where, you know what, I would like to see what Rodney Barnes could do with a Batman story. We're about to find out. If you guys have not, and I can't think of anybody here, but maybe you've been under a rock. If you have not read Philadelphia, you're missing one of the best horror stories in comic books right now. Go get a late pass. But that story there, Batman Full Moon, all the covers are going to be also, they're going to glow in the dark. So you have that. The covers are going to be fire. Pericles says Batman has fought a werewolf before. Yes. What was it? Batman versus Bigby. Yeah, but this is Rodney Barnes writing the werewolf. This is Rodney Barnes' Elysium Gardens werewolves get down. This is what this is. Trust and believe, this is going to be pretty cool. Don't front on this. Don't front on Rodney Barnes. Can't nobody hold a candle to that dude's pen when it comes to the horror genre. Rodney Barnes is that guy. So I am looking forward to this for real. This is going to be pretty cool. And it's a Black Label book, which means they can go off the hinges. They don't have to worry about no canon. They don't have to worry about sticking with no storyline. They ain't got to worry about pissing off half the Batman fan base. When you do a Black Label book, it's do what you will. Do whatever you will. Just create a dope story. It's going to be fire, y'all. Y'all stay tuned for that. Bonnie says, I'm happy for Barnes. They need to stop playing and give him the flagship Batman title. They always stop short with these miniseries. No doubt. No doubt. We're going to talk about some Batman stuff, a little bit Batman themed related stuff a little bit later on, too. We talk about comics. Robin Monroe says, I wasn't interested in Batman Full Moon until I heard that Barnes is writing. This is going to be on my pull list. Yes. It comes out. It's going to come out in October. It's up for pre-order in July. July 19th is the first earliest date for pre-orders. You want to put this on your pre-order list. This is not going to stay in the stores, y'all. And this is going to be, the thing that they're doing for Halloween. So, yeah, man. My man hit me up. Shout out to my man Amir. He hit me with the link and shared the news with it. I had already heard, though. So I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool, dog. Like my man Tommy say. So yeah, that's gonna be dope, man. He said, how much? I don't care how much Smooth approach. We're gonna get these books. If you've been out there banging and getting the Blood Hunt books, you're gonna get these DC Black Label books. It's probably gonna be somewhere about $5.99, $6.99. Ain't gonna front. It's probably gonna be an oversized book. If they do it right. So. But yeah, but the covers are going to glow in the dark. So that's one of the cool things about this particular series. So yeah, man, I'm telling you, this is gonna be pretty good. Dimitri says I'm gonna get it when it drops. That's what's up. Yep. The Primer one says DC making good comics, no agendas be it. Look, I tell people this, Primer one, if you want the real, I can't speak for Marvel. But if you want a real good story, as far as DC books are concerned, you never go wrong with the Black Label books. The Black Label books, you don't have no woke stuff in the Black Label books. You have no drama, no issues when it comes to Black Label books. The Black Label books are like what the Max books at Marvel used to be back in the day. And he says, will it be magazine style? I'm hoping it is. I'm not sure. But I'm hoping it is. I want it to be magazine style. I really do. I don't want to just put that in a bag and board. I want that in a nice big magazine. Yeah. And I'm gonna get all the covers, and I'm probably gonna get the trade when it comes out. Because it's Rodney Barnes, baby. Yeah. So that's what's up. So anyway, guys, look. We are going to take a quick commercial break. Derek, I need you to run about 2 or 3 commercials. I'm going to get something to drink. I advise you guys to do the same. And when we come back, we are going to talk about a few comic books that came out. Going to get into some Amanda Waller foolishness. Going to talk about Blood Hunt, Black Panther 3. The Inquisitors. Rodney Barnes' book. Speaking of Rodney Barnes is writing Star Wars titles. He seems to be the guy other than Greg Pak. So shout out to him. We're going to talk about the Inquisitors as well. And we also going to come back and talk about Chat Talk. And that's going to be where you talk about whatever you want to talk about. Ask me any questions about what's going on in comics, what you're reading, that kind of thing. So stay tuned. We will be right back shortly.
What's good, Comic Fam? I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Concrete Comics, and I'm also pretty sure you guys are familiar with Freestyle Comics. Well, what if I told you they were partnering together and give you guys an amazing promo code? So listen, here's the deal. You go to any one of these websites, you're going to save 20% off by using this promo code. Now, if you spend more than $50, you're going to get free shipping. You can't beat this. And when I talk to you about industry standard or better storylines and art, I mean, you're really not beating Freestyle Comics, and you're definitely not beating Concrete Comics. Listen, this is not a sponsorship. I've literally read all of these books, and they're fire. So stop crying and start buying. Concrete Comics, Freestyle Comics, joining forces. Make sure you use this promo code. You're going to get 20% off. You spend more than $50, you're going to get free shipping. We out.
where's our black real estate in comics? What do I mean? Let's check out Black Panther. He is gone from the MCU for reasons. And what is happening in the comics? We can complain all day about how our champion is being treated, but we don't own that character. Look at Milestone character, curated by one of the greats, Dwayne McDuffie, my guy. But we don't really own or control any of his characters. DC does. So I'll ask again, where is our black real estate in comics? Meet Delta Dogs from Millennial Comics, created and controlled by us, where story sits in the forefront. Delta Dogs is more than just black characters being black for the sake of being black. This story is about 7 cousins that gets into an encounter with a mysterious glowing stranger that changes their lives forever. And with their unique abilities, this family may be the one thing that can save their hood that's being ruled over by a vicious super gang. With an ex-criminal as their leader and other superheroes that looks the other way when it comes to their environment, this will be an impossible mission to pull off. Grab these books in our hardcover Ultimate Edition bundle at millennialcomic.com so we can really have some skin in the game when it comes to the comic book industry. Keep doing y'all thing, Black Comic Lords. Peace.
Dear Mr. Billy Graham, I know this letter is late, but you know what they say, better late than never. And I'm writing to you because I know you'll never read this or hear this. It's a measure of therapy for me, I guess. Wondering how you never get mentioned when you are really only one of the few worth mentioning. After all, I don't think Sam and Dave had you in mind, but without question, you are a soul man. How else can you explain how a man can draw tears so well if he never shed any tears of his own? Yes, and I hear music, especially drums, when I see jungle action panels. And when I see Luke Cage panels, I hear the jukebox blaring out horns in the after hours joint. I guess I'm trying to say, Mr. Graham, that I dig your style, and you deserve to be celebrated like the heroes you drew. Like I said, you won't see or hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Thank you, Mr. Billy Graham. You are a Black History legend. Respectfully, the Black Comic Lords. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, peace.
Yes, we back. What up, what up, what up? Shout out to the legend Billy Graham. Shout out to my man Varnell Young. King Sigma asks, how's the Kickstarter? Well, we got about 17,000 more to go. And King Sigma, since you got here, you popped in, we're asking everybody to give a super chat. And what we're going to do at Black Comic Lords is every super chat, every dollar that you send us as far as the super chat, we are going to donate that money to the Kickstarter. So we have about 10, 11 days left. We got 17,000 to go. I know we can do it. I believe in this project. Black Comic Lords believe in this project. If you have not supported the Kickstarter, I am going to urge that you do. You will not be disappointed. Top tier talent is on this thing. Rodney Barnes has helped writing it. Brandon Thomas has helped writing it. You're getting some art by John Jennings, the OG Afrofuturist. You're getting a lot of stuff. Kanan White, Marcus Williams has got a dope cover. It's a lot of dope people that are involved in this project. So please, please, please support the Kickstarter. And as I said, if you give a super chat, 100% of that super chat, we're going to take that money and donate it to the Kickstarter because we believe that much in the project. We could put it to a bill. Trust me, we got them. But we're going to make that sacrifice and move those funds to the Kickstarter. Spot Jenkins, salute. First one to give tonight. Thank you. Come on, Derek. That's what's up. Thank you, Spot Jenkins. Your whole $10 is going to go to the Kickstarter campaign. Thank you. Black Comic Lords thanks you, and I'm sure that the good people over at Epiphany Engine, Tony Cottrell, and Mr. D, the Godfather, Joe Illich, and all those hardworking people appreciate you too. So with that said, we're going to go on and talk about some comic books. First up, Absolute Power. All right, Paul, I hope you're here for this, Paul. You see them beautiful covers. You see that beautiful black woman right there with the scowl on her face. Do you see that other that little itty bitty child with the playing with the Batman and with the Superman and the Wonder Woman in the sandbox? Before we do that, let's get to King Sigma. King Sigma with the $4 super chat. Thank you, sir. Let's go. That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, King Sigma. Salute. My styles are serious. I got all 3 covers. Yes. But look at this beautiful melanated sister, Amanda Waller. I said it. I said it 2 weeks ago. I said it a month ago. I said it years ago. Paul does not want to say it, but I'll say it. Amanda Waller is a villain. Amanda Waller is a villain. I like that she's a villain. Now, I not see the spice. Did they just show that black kid only playing with white heroes? You got to understand the story, or you got to understand the aesthetic, bro. If you understand the story, if you understand Amanda Waller as a character, then you understand why they did that the way they did it. So I'm not here to apologize, to be an apologist for DC, whatever. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious, but that's clearly what she's doing in this run. Yeah, she's throwing down the gauntlet. Absolute Power came out. Dope issue. Dope issue. I gotta say, I'm intrigued. Now, is it better than Blood Hunt or whatever? I don't know. It's just getting started. It's not going to have that many tie-ins and that kind of thing. I did read the Batman tie-in. It was cool. But the Batman tie-in is like a little short story or whatever, because there's an ongoing title or ongoing story with Batman that's taking place as well. So, but Absolute Power was number 1 was pretty dope. So I'm looking forward to reading issue number 2. It's written by Mark Waid. Mark Waid is a dope writer. Don't sleep on that dude's skills. But yeah. Oh snap! Waller is on her BS again. Oh for sure. She a villain, dude. She the bad guy. She the bad guy. Say hello to the bad guy. So her thing is, I am going to get rid of all the supers, all the metahumans. Y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. And I'm gonna get Failsafe. And I'm going to get Brainiac to help me out. So, yeah, they're going to have Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman on the run. In Justice League, Mr. DC Comics says, Justice League Unlimited, Amanda Waller was in a similar story called The Cadmus Project. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm enjoying it for what it is. But I think this is going to be a dope story. I think it's going to be a dope story. Jay Wilkes says, after finding this channel a few weeks ago, I'm back in the game after a 20-year hiatus. I picked up Blood Hunt and Absolute Power after your recommendation. Salute. Paul says, Amanda's just misunderstood. That, my brother, is probably the biggest. Yeah, she's very misunderstood. Very misunderstood. Sound like most black people, huh? We all misunderstood. No, what I do understand is that the superhero's in trouble. And of course, it would not be a story without Green Arrow kind of helping. Now, funny thing is, Batman is like, there's no way you could do all of this without some help. And of course, she has a little help by Oliver Queen. Oliver Queen is one of those white dudes that, you know, he's an ally, quote unquote. Don't throw nothing at me. But he has no problem watching white supremacy take a L. Oliver Queen's that dude. So she recruited him to take down Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and the superheroes. Now, shout out to Mark Waid, Styrofoam Business, y'all. Shout out to Mark Waid, because Mark Waid mentioned my guy. He mentioned that Black Lightning and his family got hurt. Again, my man is not in the story. He's just being mentioned. Where's Black Lightning? That's my hashtag. Hashtag, where is Black Lightning? He's not in this book, but somebody thought enough to say, hey, we're going to just write a little bit about it. And Paul trolled me the other day. I think it was yesterday. Somebody tell Richard about his mans. So I'm like, okay, y'all stop playing with me. Y'all stop playing with me. Where is Jefferson Pierce? Where is my guy? I just want to know. It's been over 6 years since he had a self-titled book in DC Comics. I need my man in a self-titled book. I don't need him mentioned in a story. I don't need a couple of pages. I don't need him in a camera in one panel of a book. That don't count. I tell people that all the time. It don't count. I need my man in his own title. Point blank, period. Y'all stop playing with me. So anyway, my man Amir says, I was down for absolute power. Then I heard you need to read a lot of stuff before you read. Is this true? No. You can get the absolute power issue. There's a issue 0, absolute power 0. You can get absolute power number 1. You don't have to get a bunch of stuff, Amir. Just get the main stuff. So Ron Monroe says, the Primal brother said, that brother starving. Yeah, man, I need my book, Ro. I need my book. Jamira K says, when Origins come out, people will see where her perspective comes from. We know that. I'm being facetious when I say that Amanda Waller is a villain. No, she's very much a villain. Is she diabolical villain? Maybe not. But she's clearly the big bad in this particular story. Nothing's going to, even her backstory is not going to change that fact. She has a perspective. I get it. Okay? But that's the bad guy. Anyway, so that's how that goes. So Marwin says, evening afternoon, gents, getting on late again. That's okay. Mr. DC Comics says, Green Arrow always had opposing views toward the Justice League, the voice of the little guy. Yep, that's true. That's true. Green Arrow, low-key, Green Arrow's got some good stories, y'all. Don't sleep on Green Arrow as a character. There's been some dope stories over the years with Green Arrow. Paul says, I predict Black Lightning will be out of prison by the end of the year. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Absolute Power was only 4 issues. The Primal One says, it's been tumbleweeds for all of not most of the DC black characters at DC. Marvel got that problem too, but it's not as severe. True that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we can only try to insist that they do the right thing with these characters. But here's the thing. One of the reasons why I want Epiphany Engine to succeed is it's going to show Marvel and DC that, hey, black readers have something to go read. We don't have to read your stuff. We can go to all of our own IPs, our own companies, our own black-owned individual. We ain't got to worry about getting permission for this, that, and the third. These people have their own characters, their own archetypes of these different superheroes. We can go read Wiseacre. We can go read Godhood. We can go read Fourth Wall. We can go read Acolyte, Concrete Comics. We can go read a whole lot of different titles. DC and Marvel are not the only game in town. Green Arrow #1 drawn by Trevor Nani. That's what's up, for real. Hype Style says, Jefferson will not support Waller's agenda and manipulation. Black Light deserves his own going comic series. His daughter can also be part of the series. Invent all new villains too. That part. So yeah. So anyway, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know we all feasting, loving this Blood Hunt stuff. It's been cool. But it's starting to cool down. I don't know how much farther it's got to go. We've got 4 Blood Hunt issue books already. We only got 1 left, but we got about maybe 7 or 8 more comic books to go grab. The Fantastic Four 22, that cover, there's a Hulk one shot that's gonna come out. There was some stuff that came out this week. I didn't buy any of that stuff. I didn't buy Shylock. I didn't buy what else? I think Miles did. I did buy the Miles book. I did buy the Miles Morales Blood Hunt book. That was cool. But it's you know, it's starting to cool down a little bit. Yeah, facts. That's why we need good independent options. We got them. We got them. Amanda Waller is saying super needs checks and balances. They got to answer to somebody. True that. Amanda's the one that thinks she can make it happen. We'll see. We shall see. But let's transition from DC to Marvel and talk about Black Panther 3 Blood Hunt. Okay. T'Challa found his crazy behind in Atlantis. Now, I like this book for a number of reasons. My favorite part of this book is when he is at Atlantis and he's trying to talk to the soldiers, and he's like, you know what? I just need you to go get your king. Because and what's funny to me is that this whole thing with what's going on with Marvel right now with T'Challa not being the king of Wakanda is problematic. But shout out to Cheryl Eaton for giving his character some respect. Because he's still that dude. T'Challa is still that dude. And so I thought it was pretty interesting that, you know what I'm saying, he shows up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what you doing here? And they kind of give him the treatment like, nah, bruh, you need to go back where you came from, that kind of thing. But China's not having it, though. And so, you know, through the powers of being a vampire, heart-shaped herb, and all the little things that old girl gave her, the one that really had the hots for T'Challa, yeah, he took care of his business. He kind of got his Mac on. I mean, old girl was feeling T'Challa. I just thought this has been a hilarious view or story in regards to T'Challa and women. It is so weird, man. Everybody wants T'Challa with Storm, but clearly there are entities and women that are feeling T'Challa that would just love to be with T'Challa, and y'all keep wanting to put him with Aurora Monroe, and for whatever reason they can't get them back together. Whatever reason, or the call it the agenda or whatever. All I know is if I was T'Challa, I'm playing some Isley Brothers. And the Isley Brothers song I'm playing is, if you can't love the one you want, love the one you with. That's what we doing over here. So shout out to Black Panther Blood Hunt 3. It's been a great series. We still got some more story. We know what's going on with Blade finally, of course, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm really digging the situation with T'Challa. Y'all need to let T'Challa. T'Challa needs. He said, "Let her one you with." Yeah, man, for real, man. I'm just saying, bro. You listen. You know what? I can't go. I can't say that. I forget about it. We was almost gonna need the disclaimer. Except to say, look, every guy has been there. Okay, you dig this woman or this chick, you like her, you really want to be with her. Y'all have issues, whatever it is. I don't know what it could be, but you know that there are issues. But there's always that one that's in the background that's cutting for you, and you kind of wish that she had the one that you love had that same energy. So if you are a guy and you have common sense, that's what you're gonna do. It's not. But y'all want T'Challa to be honorable. Y'all want T'Challa to be noble. Y'all want T'Challa to be. T'Challa's a man, okay? You know, and look, old girl was easy on the eye. So yeah, it didn't hurt that she's a goddess. I'm just saying. What a prize. I'm married. I don't know about that life anymore. Yeah, but you knew about it, Amir. All guys know what it's like to want somebody, and that person not necessarily want us, or that person is not giving you that feedback you need. But this chick over here, oh, she down. So I'm just saying, y'all. Buddy says, say it with your chest, Rich. I'm just saying, bro. Yeah. So shout out to T'Challa. All the Black Panther fans feasting these days. Anyway, next book is Inquisitors. Inquisitors is a Star Wars title written by Rodney Barnes. He said, if Panther can have a romance with the River Goddess, I'm all for it. Fun times. I'm just saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look, everybody's had a breakup, and when you break up with people, and you get that, when you first get your quote unquote mojo back, or you start feeling wavy and you get out there, whatever. Man, look, ain't nobody blame T'Challa. Y'all still trying to put him with Storm though. Okay, T'Challa said, no, it's not Miss Right, it's Miss Right now. Okay, that's what we doing. Anyway, he said, bro, so many jokes I can make about that character. So anyway, we're talking about Inquisitors. Shout out to Rodney Barnes, who is doing the doggone thing at Star Wars. He's been writing Mandalorian. He's been writing different things. He's wrote on Lando. So now this new book he's got called The Inquisitors is a take from the I guess the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus show. The Inquisitors were the people that basically went out to hunt down the Jedi after the few Jedi that Anakin didn't kill when he was in Coruscant. So these hunters are out kind of trying to do their thing. And there's one particular Jedi that they're hunting that's kind of like at the top of the list. And so Vader sends the Grand Inquisitors, among others, to go and hunt this guy down. And the guy, you know what I'm saying, seems like he's pretty cool, down-to-earth guy. I kind of wish they would have included him in the lore. He may be, I'm not all knowledgeable about Star Wars things, but this particular Jedi, I'm not sure if this is a first appearance or what his deal is, but I kind of like the character. So we'll see what Rodney goes with this. But yeah. He says the Inquisitors were from the Star Wars Darth Vader comic book series. No, I'm talking about not. Okay, I get that, but I'm saying the Jedi that they're going after. That guy, I hadn't heard that guy before prior to reading this. So, like I say, you Star Wars experts, y'all know more about this than I do. I just thought it was an interesting read. I enjoyed it. I did get cover A, though I do like the other cover with Darth Maul. That's pretty hype. Anybody reading Darth Maul the red, black, and white series, because that's I'm not sure. I haven't. I was. It's just too many books. Star Wars books are. There's about 4, 5, 6 titles. They getting out of line with the Star Wars stuff. But I will be reading this. I will continue reading this. I wanted to try it out. It was very, very good, well written. Of course, it's Rodney Barnes, and so yeah. So we'll see where it goes. So yeah, Star Wars, baby, Star Wars. So anyway, with that said, we're gonna go ahead and transition to our next subject, our next segment, which is chat talk. This is the part of the show where I talk to you guys, or you guys talk to me. Let me know what's going on with you. What are you reading? What are you recommending? What else is going on? I read some dope stuff this week, man. Junie Ba is writing a Robin story, The Boy Wonder. This is issue 3. And this particular issue is about Tim Drake. Now, the story is dealing with all the Robins, particularly first it deals with Damian. Damian, who is the son of Batman, and Talia al Ghul, is on a mission, right? And he captures a guy. And so he's telling this guy these stories about these different Robins. And so he's talked about, Dick or Nightwing. He's talked about Jason or Red Hood. This story talks about Tim Drake. And so this has been a low-key, very good book. Shout out to Junie Ba. That dude is a phenomenal artist and a dope writer. Now, he actually said, did you read Cyberpunk 2077 Kickdown? I did not read that, not really familiar with its style series. That kind of missed my radar. What's that about, bro? What's that about? So I read that. I read my Spawn stuff. Salmon Twitch, Gunslinger, Scorch, all were good. This Star Wars is turning into X-Men. Yeah, man. They I guess people buying the books. But you know what the cool thing about it is that Star Wars Marvel books sell more than actual Marvel titles. There are more Star Wars fans than there are actually Marvel fans. That is weird to me. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. So I read the Miles Morales book. Miles Morales Spider-Man Blood Hunt book was pretty good. Yeah. Miles be tripping, man. That's all I'm gonna say. He be tripping. Shout out to Cody Zick. Here's a dope story though. It's 2 issues in. We talked about on our Wednesday wrap-up show. Dark Horses Beyond the Pale. This is a pretty good story, man. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. It's got a black protagonist in it. She is a photographer doing the doing the Korean War. And she's, going around filming stuff and that kind of thing. And so there's, creatures that are kind of like, yeah, you're doing some damage. So this might be like, something kind of on the lines of Predator. Now, Styles of Series is based on a video game. I guess you're talking about the Cyberpunk. But the lead protagonist is a black woman. Okay. Big now more. Yeah. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's 2 issues in, and both issues are very, very solid. Yeah. So I'm enjoying that as well. Shout out to Antagonist. Antagonist issues 3 and 4 came out. Both of them did come out at the same time. Which is weird too, because I got the Godhood comics, but I'm getting them out of the stores as well. So I had them on my pull list, and so issue 3 and 4 finally showed up, and so that came out this week too. Let's see. Now, Chip Zdarsky. This is my white person's moment, okay? But Chip Zdarsky wrote a story called Public Domain. This is issue 6. It just picked back up. This is a very interesting issue because it's basically Public Domain is about a comic book writer who, whose character finds success, and so much success that it goes to theaters, that kind of thing. And even though he wrote the story, he has not benefited from the creation of his character. Kind of like a lot of the guys that are watching the MCU movies right now that wrote these stories. It's weird because you see this guy who really loves his character and wants he doesn't even have the rights to his character, but he finds out through a little loophole that he does have the rights to the character again. So now he's back writing the character again. But the problem is the world has kind of shifted and changed. And so they bring in like Grant Morrison, Alan Moore, weird type dude to kind of help write the character. He's not feeling it at all. So it's like, wow, people are telling you what your book should look like, you know what I'm saying, or how your book should be written, even though you created it, So shout out to Bo Big with the super chat. Thank you. Said, what up, Rich? Catch you on the replay. Thank you, sir.
Show me the money. I need to feel you, Jerry. Show me the money. Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money. I love black people.
Yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to Bo Big. Yeah, man. Primal One says, I can understand it being weird. They're both part of the same company. Thing is, there was a time when Star Wars and Marvel were both separate entities with occasional collaborations. Yeah. Star Wars has been around a long time, of course. We know that. They started with Marvel, and then they went to Dark Horse, and then they came back, whatever. But some of the Dark Horse stuff is pretty cool. But yeah. Now, let's see. Prime One says, NGL, Tagonist looks very intriguing. Hope to read it one day. Yeah. Tagonist is pretty good. You'll enjoy it. 101 Podcast says, I'm all in with the Energon universe. Just picked up the Black Lightning Brick City Blues graphic novel. That's what up. That's what up. Monty says, you reading the Spawn universe titled Misery. I have mixed feelings. My first impression that it felt like it was a Barnes knockoff. Well, that's really what it is. I'm glad you said it, Amani, not me. But that's kind of what it is. The only difference is that I would say it clearly has been influenced by Rodney Barnes or by Nita Halls of Philadelphia. Because Misery is about Cyan, which is the daughter of Terry Fitzgerald, and Wanda Blake, who used to be married to Al Simmons, who is Spawn. It's a book about her. But yeah, it definitely reads that way. As far as my, having mixed feelings about it, I get it. But I do think, when I read it, I definitely saw that, that clearly, they say imitation is the highest form of flattery. Yeah. So yeah. What's going on, Jay? What up? What up? Appreciate you, bro. Black Comic Laws in the building. So what you guys reading, man? What's going on with y'all? Just rented Vixen Trade paperback from a local library, Vixen NYC, author Jasmine Walls, art by Manu Azumi. Pretty cool so far, some animated inspired artwork. Shout out to you, Hopstyle, for supporting your local library. I am a proponent of supporting local libraries. Listen, guys, you don't have to go broke trying to find something to read. If you are cheap, or if you just don't have no money, Go to your local library. Libraries are renting out graphic novels now. You can go to your library and pick up 4 or 5 different graphic novels. It's a perfect way to buy something or to check out something that you may want to look at. You may not sure if you necessarily want to buy it, but you like to read it. That's one way to do it. Support your local library. So shout out to you, Hype Style, for doing that. I'm, you might see something that, you know what, I want to read this, like Something's Killing the Children. You've heard people talk about it, but you necessarily don't know whether or not you want to see what the big deal is. You want to see what the hype is. So go to your library and you can literally rent each volume of the book. Check out the book. I mean, I'm saying libraries are dying institutions in America. I don't understand why that is. Well, I do understand that technology is kind of driving that. But there's nothing wrong with going to a local library, checking out a few graphic novels. So do that for sure. I was thinking about picking up Moon Man. Have you gents heard anything about that book? Yes, I'm reading Moon Man. Actually, I showed that. Funny thing is, my nephews who are teenagers who know something about Kid Cudi, I showed them, they was in my office here, and I showed them my Moon Man #1. And, it was one of those things like, wow, you know what he's doing. I think Metro Boomin has got a book out now, matter of fact. Some of the people over at the Culture House of Dragon have been talking about it. But yeah. It's a pretty good read. It's a pretty good read. I think you will enjoy it. The art is real trippy. It's definitely Kid Cudi aesthetic. I'm not a big Kid Cudi fan, not like that or whatever, but you can see the art is real dreamy, that kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? But it's got a dope story, some dope characters, and I think you'll enjoy it for real. Yeah. Mine says, I tell folks start at your library because comic shops aren't always safe places. Yep. Aquan says, I still frequent libraries. Yep. The libraries are still a valuable resource. Shout out to your manifesto. Access to comics and computers. Yeah. Look, the struggle is real, y'all. Everybody can't go out and spend $30, $40 on a graphic novel. Go to the library. The libraries, they secure these books for people like us, for people that don't have the funds or whatever. And let's just be honest, a library is a safe space for people that struggle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, homeless people I see in libraries, they're able to go inside, enjoy the air condition, read, use the computer, try to make their life better. Support your libraries, man. They matter. They matter. Jay Wilkes says, I check out graphic novels all the time. Picked up Batman Joker War yesterday. Yeah, that's what's up. Dimitri says, I take my daughter to libraries for graphic novels. They're a relic nowadays, but they are still needed. Yeah. I mean, and again, it's all about the support. If the people frequent the establishments, they'll see a need for it. But everybody is using tablets and that kind of thing. And while they're great, you know what I'm saying, I recognize the importance of libraries, man. My dad took me to the library when I was a kid. And one of the first books that I ever saw my dad take out the library was The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Alexander Dumas, the same cat that wrote Three Musketeers. If you know history or whatever, you know that Alexander Dumas was a black man. So this book was like 600 pages. It was a thick book, okay? Very thick book. My dad and you could check out a book for like every 2 weeks. And my dad had to check this book out or recheck this book out. And see, here's the thing. There was no computers and that kind of thing back in the day like that. So you literally would have to go to the library with that book and recheck it out. They'd stamp another date on it. When you have a library cards in the back of it or whatever. I'm dating myself. But this is what we used to do. And this was my introduction to libraries. I would pick up something to read, but I watched my dad really enjoy and consume this 600-page novel. It was pretty amazing. And as a young kid, I'm looking at him do it, and I'm like, wow, I thought I would never do something like that, you know. And my dad used to tell me all the time when I was bored, his words to me were, go find something to do. No, his words to me was, go read a book. And I've been reading books ever since. So that's what's up. Demetri says, I wish libraries had the variety they do now. We beg our parents to go to them, and the info was at the tip of their fingers, but libraries have taught me how to actually seek and find knowledge. Yeah. It's weird, man. I mean, those of us that are old enough, we know what it's like to have to go do research. Youngsters don't know what it's like to do research. They don't. Research for us were those long library catalogs, and you digging through them trying to find these little small ID cards or whatever to find out what a book is. All of this crazy stuff. Now you guys, all you got to do is hit a search engine, Google it. It's right there for you, and that's beautiful. But a lot of people are not able to appreciate the knowledge that they have because it's so easy to obtain. But it wasn't like that for us. Monty says, I've been buying 70s comic strip collections, Black Humor and Charles Johnson. Rich, I'm from the same generation. Remember the cards inside the covers with the return date stamp. Yep. Just throw a quick novel series. Marquand says, the Burning series by Evan Winters. First book is Rage of Dragons. Brother made a dragon book for his son. Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. Mileage still matters, y'all. One of my favorite guys, Herschel used to always, he wouldn't tease me, but he would always kind of troll me with this. Because I always talk about I put story over everything and how reading is fundamental. And we talk about LeVar Burton. LeVar Burton, who is more known for the Reading Rainbow stuff and known more for his role in Star Wars as a blind guy in Star Wars. But we were first introduced to LeVar Burton through Roots, right? And so I saw a clip of him online, and he says that the shackles that he wore on set in Roots, he keeps them on the mantle of his fireplace. So when people come over to his house or whatever, people have a perception about you, right? But when they go to his house, they see, these chains on his mantle of his fireplace. And he was like, why would you put that on, the fireplace like that? And he told them, he said, that I want people to know that while I, am known for this, that, and the third, I want people to also know that I'm in a constant state of rage. That, you might think that I'm soft, or you might think that I'm just the reading guy, the Reading Rainbow guy, or I'm just the blind guy in Star Trek. Thank you for correcting me, Paul. You might just think I'm that guy. No, I'm not. I'm really this guy. I'm really this guy. I'm really Kunta Kinte. So, yeah. Next to his 12 Emmys. Correct. So, yeah, that's the interview. LeVar Burton with Lawrence Fishburne. And we don't get those moments like that always. But because these are the guys that we kind of grew up with. You know what I'm saying? These are the guys that kind of like when we look at history, or when we look at our childhood, or when we look at who grew us up, it's really those guys there, and Lawrence Fishburne, which is really probably, other than Morgan Freeman, the most influential character. Because I remember Lawrence Fishburne when he was a child actor. I am dating myself. But Lawrence Fishburne was in a movie called Cornbread, Earl and Me. And he had the role in that character, or the role in that movie, who, he screams in the movie that they killed Cornbread. This was a movie about a basketball player who was on the up and up. Jamal Woods was actually the athlete, played for the Lakers, but he gets killed, and he's just going to the store, and all he had in his hand was a soda pop, orange soda pop, and a riot started. But that was a powerful movie from back in the day. And so when you think about different actors, and that's, I love Denzel Washington. But Denzel came after Lawrence Fishburne, after LeVar Burton. That's the history. And I love, and he's able to do what he does because of those guys. And I just think that we need to know that and remember that. We talk about, history, particularly cinematic history or whatever, So these guys they played a part in our childhood. They played a part in our development, how we see the world, how, the struggle didn't begin with Black Lives Matter. Cops been shooting black folk, unarmed black men since the first boat got here. So yeah. McQuan says LeVar Burton wrote a science fiction apocalyptic novel called Aftermath. That's what's up. I'm gonna have to go check that out. LeVar Burton was why I even watched the Star Trek New Generation episode. Yep. Yeah, man. Dope. What else is going on, y'all? What else is happening? Let's see. Anything else going on? Y'all, are anybody's, let's see. Godzilla, King Kong, New Empire was better than -1. Yeah, I said it. Knock it off, Styles. Knock it off, man. Come on, bro. Look, and I'm not here to change anyone's mind, okay? But I like seeing Godzilla really be a monster. I like seeing Godzilla really being a terror. Because we have never seen Godzilla really be a terror, except the first Godzilla movie. Toho Corporation, shout out to them. They've always have done Godzilla movies, but Godzilla will always kind of be like that, big monster that he comes and he crushes Tokyo and people would run, but we never saw nobody die. -1, you got to see people die. You saw Godzilla tear people up, eat people. I like that Godzilla. And Jay Wilkes said -1 was overrated. Come on, man. Y'all stop. Stop it. They made that movie for $15 million. Y'all cannot. Y'all gonna stop this. Don't do this tonight. Don't do this tonight. This is not the night to say that movie was overrated. Let's just say that, okay, for the money that they spent and for the movie that they made, a dope story to go along with it. Because it wasn't just him just tearing up Tokyo or Japan and, they running out the way. We got a complete story and Godzilla in the background. So y'all gonna stop. And to say that it was better than New Empire, come on, bro. Come on. Y'all be trying to troll me on the cool. Pericles say, Mr. Redman, you see these almonds in my split. Shout out to the hoodlum reference. Yes, I see those almonds on your split. Did you put them almonds in my split? No, sir, I didn't put them almonds on your banana split. Then who did? The new boy. Yeah, shout out to Hoodlum. Hoodlum was a dope movie. Yeah. Manifesto says -1 gave us a deep dive into the Japanese psyche. I mean, that was a pretty dope and pretty deep movie. They dealt with a whole lot of different things in that film, man. It was a complete film. So yeah, no sub, Mr. Johnson. Yeah, I think my favorite Lawrence Fishburne movie, other than the first Matrix, is probably Deep Cover. I enjoyed him in Deep Cover. I thought that was a pretty dope movie. Him playing a undercover cop. So yeah. Lifestyle said, just saw -1. It was surprisingly good. So many Godzilla films that have random continuities, can't keep up, but this one really held my attention. It was a solid reboot. JT says, say it ain't so, Valley. Say it ain't so, Valley. You die. Boy, that boy played that part when they had him at the pool hall. He said, please, Mr. Johnson, please. I'll be on the first thing smoking. Yeah, Hoodlum was a dope movie though. Mamani says King of New York. King of New York was dope. It was. He was a young cat. Funny thing about the King of New York, very underrated movie. Because you had Christopher Walken in the movie, Wesley Snipes. I can't think of old boy that was in CSI Miami. He was in it. Yeah, man, that was a dope movie, bro. That was a real dope movie. The youngest Fishburne movie I watched was Apocalypse Now. Yeah. JT says Whispers was my guy. Yeah. Yeah. King of New York and Deep Cover. Yeah, that's a dope movie, man. Yeah. We've had some pretty, if you think about black cinema, some of the black cinema that we've gotten has not been good, but we've gotten some classics. And definitely Hoodlum was one of them or whatever. I enjoy Cicely Tyson as Stephanie St. Clair. You know, I thought her role and her acting with Lawrence Fishburne was pretty good. I got a chance. I saw the mother figure and the son type figure in their interchange. It was some movies you see and you just automatically, it resonates with you. And I think that scene of this powerful woman, fearless woman, and this man who he's always doted on, that she always doted on, is coming to his own after coming from prison. It's pretty dope. Now Paul brings up my favorite quote from Deep Cover. What's the difference between a black man and a nigga? Mm-hmm. That's the quote. That's the quote. Yeah. I did enjoy Event Horizon. That was pretty good. Very, very underrated horror film. Yeah. Yeah. Now, Dimitri brings up Lawrence Fishburne's portrayal of Ike Turner. I gotta say that I was very mortified with his portrayal of Ike Turner. The word is that they embellished a lot, and that Ike wasn't really. And I'm not here to be, but she put it in her book about certain things that he did. But the kind of word was that he really wasn't that demonic, because he was very, very much a monster in that movie. It is what it is. But yeah, I did not like dude in that movie for sure. Styles says House of Dragon had been real shady with the melanin recently. I'm watching with a side eye. Hey. Well, the Valerians are going to disappear eventually. That's part of the history of the story of the House of Dragons. You know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, the House of Dragons though has been very, very. This last episode, not the one that's tonight, but the one last week, I was like, you know, not safe for work. I'm like, HBO, what are y'all doing? Yeah. So I thought I was watching what's that old Star show? Spartacus. They were just going crazy. Tim Perkley said, I saw What's Love Got to Do with It in the theater. Everybody cheered that one scene in the limo. She started fighting back. Yep. So, Lifestyle said, so many wild quotes from deep cover that still resonate with me today. The same people that taught us virtue are the very ones who enslaved us, baby. Yeah, well, you know, that is. Minus the Caligula. Oh, yeah, it got pretty graphic. It was weird. So all these years, we still didn't get proper recognition in supposed historically accurate film. What? That's Hollywood, baby. At some point, Black Hollywood is Tyler Perry is trying to do that, but Black Hollywood eventually is going to have to decide what kind of art do they want to do, because they have not done a. Let me just ask a question before I get out of here. What film has come out from a Black artist, a Black filmmaker in the last, I would say, 10 years that is you could say a classic or a blockbuster? What's the last movie? What's the last Black movie that has not been attached to Tyler Perry? That's been a quote. And Tyler Perry movies are not classics. But what I'm getting at is, what's the most impactful movie of the last 10 years as far as Black cinema goes? Because I can't think of one. You guys are smarter than me, so y'all tell me. What do you think is the best Black movie? Now, people saying Black Panther. Shout out to Jay. That's about the only one. I know Ron Monroe says Get Out. Get Out was good. Get Out was good, but I'm talking about impact. American Fiction. I enjoyed American Fiction. Sad part is everybody didn't get to see American Fiction. That definitely went under the radar. But there have not been a number of films that you can say, man, that was an impactful movie. Think about John Singleton. John Singleton had Boys in the Hood. He had Higher Learning. He had Rosewood. And the show Snowfall. All of them were classics. All of them were classics. Say what you want about Spike Lee. Do the Right Thing. Mo Better Blues. All of these films that he did, most of them were not good. But the classic, the biggest one I would say is Malcolm X. Mr. DC says The Equalizer with Denzel Washington. I love The Equalizer, but I don't know about the impact. Which is, you know, it's kind of frustrating because I just don't see, you know, The Book of Eli that Denzel Washington did, that went under the radar. A lot of people, I don't know if they didn't see it or because it was a black and white or whatever it was, but it didn't really get, well, it wasn't all black and white. Some parts of it was, I think. But there have not really been a lot of classic movies. I forgot Boys in the Hood. The Hughes brothers, they did Minister Society, they did Dead Presidents, both classics. Yeah, we don't have many at all. We don't. I just don't know what has happened in the last decade or two with filmmaking. I just do not understand it. And it's not that we've had all trash, but we've had too much trash. So I'm looking at it, and I did say last 10 years, last decade, but I'm just looking at what has come out and what has really resonated with us. It hasn't really been a lot. It's been Black Panther. I think that's why it's so painful to see the situation with the character not being recast. That's such a pivotal moment in cinematic history regarding a superhero, right? And then all of a sudden he dies, the actor dies, and it's like, okay, well, we're just going to just like bury the whole thing, and it's almost unfair. It's weird. Mr. DC says filmmaking today is about agendas and DEI. True. But I'm just trying to figure it out because I'm looking at, when we went to the theaters, we saw Black Panther and we saw how everybody got dressed up and they did their thing, dashikis and drums and this, that, and another. And I joke about the fact that we do stuff extra. That's who we are. That is who we are. Jay Wilkes says the fact that people are bringing up older movies illustrates the problem. We have not had that, man. I just do not know what it is. You know what's funny? Spike Lee got a Oscar, honorary Oscar, and he said something in his speech I thought was pretty cool, pretty profound actually, and kind of troubling. He said how hard it was to make a film. So it's very hard to make a film, and that's what we have had. I think that's the problem today. Because at one time, Spike was just killing it. Spike was just hitting us with boom, boom. Then all of a sudden he stopped. And I don't know, it's because the movies business has changed in that time or the dynamics have changed. Or I don't know what has happened. All I know is that, our best stuff is literally behind us. And I don't know what's in front. Who's the filmmaker today that we're looking at and saying, hey, because as much as I respect Tyler Perry for what he does, he's not that guy. He has an audience, he has a demographic that he goes after, that he does films for. That's who it is. That's why, and I want him to continue to do that. I don't want him trying to do superhero films. If anything, I want him to hire the people who love superheroes and let them do it. Keep your stuff and your bad wigs out the way. Let somebody else, and we had such high hopes for Ryan Coogler. And man, shout out to Ryan Coogler. That's all I'm gonna say. Mr. DC comment says they are taking the freedom away from filmmakers. Chirac was the last Spike Lee film I heard people talking about. Dimitri says we need more black fishing in the top tier of film. Not enough IPs in motion. They shut down American Gods with Nancy, Lovecraft Country. Jordan Peele is our only one in the building. Manifesto say he heard Chirac was whack. It wasn't whack. I mean, really, if you understood the story that he was trying to tell, I wasn't a big fan of what's the guy's name? Got all the babies. Nick. I wasn't, because he was like the head actor in it, whatever. He was not, to me. They casted him in this role, and I just felt like he was, in a lot of ways, not believable. Critical Dre says straight out of Compton, Creed, and To the Spider-Verse. Yeah. Nick Cannon, thank you, sir. He got the right name, Cannon, because he's firing, boy. Anyway, Paul says having fresh black rated IP is critical, which is why I've been pushing people to support Supercell on Netflix. William Mullock says Moonlight had an impact. Queen and Slim were a miss to me. Yeah. Demetri says Chirac wasn't bad, but we've been telling drug and ghetto stories forever. We need something kids can look up to, not at. Yeah. That part. With that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. It has been fun hanging out with you guys tonight. I want to thank everybody that gave a super chat tonight. And remember, as I said, for the remaining of tonight's show until the end of the Kickstarter, every super chat we get is going to go to the Kickstarter campaign for Epiphany Engine. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to give you guys the benediction. Please remember to support the channel and support Epiphany Engine. On Wednesday night, we have a dope interview coming up. Wednesday night, I want you guys to come and tune in to the Wednesday wrap-up show. We have a dope interview lined up. Somebody in our community, the Black comic book community, Black comic book community, period. This dude is amazing. And I'm looking forward to the conversation we're going to have with him. After that, we'll do the Wednesday wrap-up show. We'll have a dope, good time. So stay tuned for that. And as Paul said, y'all go check out Supercell. So we're going to probably talk in depth about Supercell on Wednesday night. So stay tuned for that. Please remember to support our channel, Black Comic Lords, at YouTube. Please support us on all platforms, Facebook, X, Instagram. Go to our website, blackcomiclords.net. Check out our merch that we have there. And lastly, before I go, on August the 18th, 17th, we will be at Atlantic Comic-Con 2024 in Norfolk, Virginia. Yours truly and the squad will be in the building. We'll be talking to people, networking, having a good old-fashioned time, hanging out with some giants in the industry. I'm looking forward to it. Your boy's going to be incognito. Walk up to your boy, give me a pound, take me to dinner. I'm not ashamed. You know, show your brother some love. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But anyway, I want you guys to come out to the Atlantic Comic-Con. It's going to be a dope, entertaining, good time. It's going to be a lot of artists, a lot of creators, cosplay, a whole lot of different things. Most of all, be a whole lot of melanin in the place. We get together and know how to have a good time, y'all. So yeah, that's what's up. So y'all, please check us out. You know, come out to the, if you're able to make it out, please do so. Gonna be a lot of dope people there. And I'm just gonna be happy to be in the building. So yeah. With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the benediction. The benediction comes from Proverbs, the 4th chapter, verse 22. It says, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. From the stronghold that is Black Comic Lords and Black Superheroes Forever, it's your boy Rich. And until next time, we say peace. We'll see you Wednesday night. We out.